Welcome to day 15 of the 2016 Horror-a-Thon, brought to you by Nightmare Effects, and today we land on another Saturday, which means another remake versus original. And we got Friday the 13th today. And now this is a weird one, because they don't relate at all, to any degree. Like, honestly. The remake for Friday the 13th kind of just skips over 1 and 2. We just jump to 3. Really, I mean, okay, we get a hint at both, alright? So the remake begins with some cut back and forth between opening credits of, Pamela being killed. And that's all we see over, like, the whole movie. It's black and white. It happens pretty quick. You see her get her head cut off, and that's it. And then there's flashy. But that's all you see of her the whole movie. Mm-hmm. Original, of course, is just her, no Jason, except for the last shot of Ari Lehman coming out of the lake. Other than that, it's all Pamela. Okay, so it's ass backwards in the remake, and then we see Elephant Sack Jason for a little bit throughout like this half an hour opening scene. I don't think you see the Friday the 13th opening title until like 27 minutes in, I think.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculously long opening scene. And so then you got Sackhead Jason throughout that, and then he finds the hawk fairly quick, and then there we go. Nothing, I would say, if you had to compare it to one of the original Friday the 13th, I would say it's most like part 3. Mm-hmm. It relates, like, this cabin that they're in is similar to that of Higgins Haven in part 3. Other than that, it's its own thing. It's like it almost feels like a sequel, really, just like an amped up version of it. But this is one of the, I would say, better remakes. A lot of people don't like it. Diehard fans will kind of shoot it down pretty quick. I'd say we've had worse sequels. Okay, mm-hmm. We've definitely had worse Friday the 13th sequels. So this one, I kind of like. I don't hate it at all. I think Derek Mears playing as Jason was fantastic. Probably the second or third best Jason behind Kane Hodder and C.J. Graham. Intimidating. We get a running Jason again, which is scary as hell. Okay. I always thought, I know people like Richard Brooker and Ted White in 3 and 4 as the running Jason. I just think they kind of look dorky when they run. I'm not against Jason running. I really am not. But this one it seems so dorky to me. I don't know. But Derek Mears in the remake, it seems great. Like, it's like a football player charging at you.
Yeah.
I think for character development, I don't really. The remake, I think you care. They're pretty much mainly kill-off characters. The only two you really care about is Jared Padalecki and Daniel Panabaker. Other than that, it's a Friday the 13th movie. You want them to die for the most part. Mm-hmm. It's everything you'd expect. It's over the top gore, sex, drugs, drinking. It's a Friday the 13th movie, and that's what people said they wanted back. So I'm surprised they don't like it as much as like reviews say, because it's what I would expect. I don't know. I didn't want an origin story. We didn't get one. Good. Let's keep it that way. And we got Jason. Did we want to see Pamela? I'd rather jump into the Jason story.
But I do think people were expecting a remake of the original.
Right.
Not another sequel.
I just don't think there's more to tell there. I think it would be really unnecessary to make a sequel or make a remake of that one.
Right.
I really don't think it should. It's a reboot. Okay, it's not really.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, it's a reboot to get the series going again. And I really think they should make a sequel to this one and not reboot it again, which is what they're doing. They're rebooting it again.
An origin story, correct?
Apparently, there's like some origin story mixed in. But like it seems like they should go with this. It's a good Jason. And they played it. They did a pretty good job. Like, it's not that bad. It's really not. I guess for the original, what makes it so special, it's cheesy 80s horror. It's everything you'd expect from an 80s slasher film. Super low budget, but it has great characters. Adrienne King is fantastic. You love her character from the very beginning. And that's why the first Friday the 13th is easier to I don't know, it's easier to get through, I guess, than the other ones. And you're not rooting for the killer in the original, which is a big deal. All the other ones, you pretty much start rooting for Jason.
Yeah.
And that kind of takes away from being invested in your story. So that's why the first one's so special, and that is quite a bit different from the remake. They're just not comparable, honestly. They're completely different entities, and they deserve their separation, is what I would say. That being said, I don't know how you could really pick which one's better. They both have their perks and their pros and cons. So, I mean, that being said, we're going to go ahead and move on to our reviews. But before we do, we're going to thank our sponsor. So make sure you stay tuned, and then we will review these bad boys. So see you in a minute.
Nightmare Effects is an independent mask company providing you with quality craftsmanship at gruesomely affordable prices. They offer both replica masks and busts of one of the most iconic killers in cinematic history, while also offering custom orders and repaints. Like their page on Facebook and get your own today.
So we're going to go ahead and move on to our reviews for the original and the remake of Friday the 13th. Nick, 5 jack-o'-lanterns, each of them. Let's go.
I'm giving the original Friday the 13th 4 out of 5 jack-o'-lanterns, and I'm going to give the remake 3 out of 5 jack-o'-lanterns. They both were good movies. Not great, not horrible. They definitely have their flaws.
Yeah. I'm going to give them both 3.5. While they're just so different to me. And I think they're almost can fit into different categories completely, honestly.
Yeah.
The first one, the original, you have like this mysterious, don't know who the killer is type of a deal. The remake, you kind of get this monster type entity. I don't know. It's just they're different. And that being said, I think they're both enjoyable. I think that they both have their flaws, like you said, but the remake, reboot, whatever you want to call it, is definitely not the worst in the series. Yeah, by any means. No, it's definitely not one of the worst remakes. No, I mean, people like put this below like Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street. No way, no way. All right, man. So they're about a tie. You see the original to be better, which most people do. Hey, man. You check them both out. You probably enjoy both of them, especially if you're into that cheesy horror type stuff. Yeah. Okay, that'll be it from us. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. And, of course, make sure you check out our Friday the 13th fan film, which just came out today on the 15th of October. Go over there, drop a like, share some love. You know, all you Friday the 13th fans that are here. We hope we put enough cheesiness in there for you to enjoy it. Also, make sure you check out our sponsor, Nightmare Effects, who makes Friday the 13th mask, huh? We have a part 8, a part 4, and a part 3 chilling here, and they're just amazing. Amazing quality for great prices. These sit at only $150 for a full mask and $90 for hoods. Can't get a better deal than that, and collectors definitely need to check out Nightmare Effects. Go over to their Facebook page, drop a like, and let them know that we sent you. And with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.